En boca cerrada no entran moscas. Hola mi gente y bienvenidos a Spring Spanish. Me llamo Paulísima, my name is Paulísima, and I'm one of the Spanish teachers at Spring Spanish. Como en toda sociedad, like in every society, in Mexico there are certain topics that you should try to avoid discussing. Not because there's something wrong about them per se, but it's just that they causan muchas pasiones. They provoke a lot of passions, and they can turn an otherwise nice moment into an unnecessarily bitter one. So to make sure that you don't cause too much of a fight or you don't offend anyone, in this video, I'll share with you 4 no-go-to topics with most Mexicans. Make sure you watch the whole video. It can save you from some awkward situations in Mexico. If you're learning Spanish, you might want to subscribe to our YouTube channel because we publish 5 weekly Spanish lessons in our YouTube channel, and also click on that campanita, on the little bell, so you get notified every time there is one of these lessons made with all of our love by me and the other Spanish tutors at Spring Spanish. Ahora sí, empecemos. Número 1. Money, dinero, varo, plata. Cuando estés en México, when you are in Mexico, please don't ask people how much money they make nor how much they pay for rent. In other societies, this is perfectly normal, but not in Mexico. To be honest, I wish this changed, because how am I supposed to deal with everything that is involved in being an adult if I'm not free to openly discuss home economics with other people? O sea, ¿cómo? Número 2. Religion. So in Mexico, we don't have an official religion, and the idea of a state that is separate from church, it's really important for Mexicans. You know, it's part of our sense of nation. However, religion, it's still very important para millones de mexicanos, for millions of Mexicans. La mayoría de los mexicanos son católicos. The majority of Mexicans are Catholic. But even if one is not Catholic, the influence of Catholicism can be felt throughout the Mexican cultural landscape. Our most important holidays are all related to Catholic traditions, like Christmas, Easter, Día de los Muertos, Day of the Dead, Epiphany, everything. So be mindful about what you say about Diosito, about God, about the Pope, about Jesus, about Virgin Mary. Yeah. You see, even a super liberal person who is also non-religious like myself, I would never dare to say anything that it can be taken slightly negative about, let's say, La Virgencita, the Virgin of Guadalupe, in front of my Tía Marcia, my Auntie Marcia. Like, no, don't do that, don't. And the thing is that there is a Tía Marcia, or an equivalent of Tía Marcia, of Auntie Marcia, in every Mexican family. So just don't talk about La Virgencita, or Jesus, or Diosito, God, unless it's something positive. Número 3. Politics. Attention. I don't shy away from talking about politics. Actually, I believe that everything is political. Lo personal es político. But for the purposes of this video, I just want to clarify that when I say politics, I'm talking about like party politics, like presidential politics. This whole thing about how you have to either love or hate the president. It has Mexico completely divided, and it's really horrible to see hermano contra hermano, brother against brother, fighting and calling each other names. More about those names in a little bit. Yeah, so Unless you want to be a party pooper, don't bring up the subject of politics because it will 100% go into talking about the president, which is going to turn the whole thing sour. You don't want that. And if you hear Mexicans in a conversation using the words chairo or fifi, run. FYI, these are the names I was telling you about. So chairo, it's kind of like the word that is used to describe those who support the president. It's not a word that I use, by the way, neither of these two. So chairo, some people use it to refer those who support the president. Let's say blindly support the president. And it's kind of like, let's say, like using the term social justice warrior, but in a mocking way. And then the word fifi is actually like a super old term that was brought back to life by the president himself to describe people who, I don't know, don't like him and who come from a upper class background or who are posh. Yeah, you see, this is why I don't use these words. They're horrible. Número 4. Your dislike for a local dish. Seriously, amigo, no lo hagas. Don't do it. No vale la pena. It's not worth it, I promise. Let's say you've heard so much about tamales and you're all hyped and you want to try them, and then you finally try them and they're like completely underwhelming. Keep it to yourself. Shh, no one wants to hear about it. Mexicans can get very sensitive when it comes to defending what we consider sacred, and food is definitely one of those things. Now let's say you had the best version of that dish, the abuelita, the granny version, and you still didn't like it. Shh, no digas nada, don't say anything. Nada bueno va a salir de eso. Nothing good is gonna come out of it, seriously. Shh. Muy bien, so now you know what topics you should avoid when you come to visit mi amado Mexico, my beloved Mexico. And let me know, have you been in a situation where these topics came up in español? And what did you do? I want to know. I really do want to know. I'm super gossipy. Thank you for staying until the end, and congratulations for working on your Spanish. Estás en el camino correcto. You are on the right track. Now listen, if you have to talk about any of these topics, well, you should try to do it in perfect Spanish. So your words are not misinterpreted, or you don't, make silly mistakes that make you sound weird. We can help you with that. Go right now. Follow the link. Go to that link. There's a link there. Yeah, you see it. Go to that link. Check out the free in-depth Spanish training that we have put together to explain to you what is this thing that we call conversation-based chunking. That is the method that we use at the Spring Spanish Academy to teach our students to have effortless conversation in Spanish, regardless of how difficult the topic might be. You also get some free Spanish sample lessons there that come directly from the Spring Spanish Academy. Check them out. I'm pretty sure that you will benefit from them. This was Paulísima y fue un placer estar con ustedes. Hasta la próxima. Remember to subscribe to the Spring Spanish YouTube channel, like this video, and share it with anyone interested in learning Spanish for good.